The FA and the VAT man have benefited from the Gillingham-Everton saga, which ended last night despite early pressure from Gillingham, playing from left to right. Tony Cascarino was the first to threaten. The big striker was desperate to erase the memory of his extra-time miss last week. Into the gale force winds, Everton goal kicks had to be a joint effort, and Southall did well to even get the ball out of his area. Gillingham hustled and bustled in midfield, and when they won the ball, Mehmet, Cochrane and Cascarino combined to stretch Everton's defence. But the First Division side were coping well with the almost farcical conditions, and after nearly 4 hours of cup-tie deadlock, Irvine, Reed and Gray combined to give Kevin Sheedy an opening. The Everton fans were celebrating again within 6 minutes when Adrian Heath made it 2-0. Still, Cascarino looked the biggest threat to Everton, but Southall was having another fine game. An error by Russell Musker led to Everton's third goal, beautifully taken by Kevin Sheedy. Three goals within 11 minutes, and Gillingham's cup dreams were over. In the second half, they never really bothered Southall, but to listen to their fans, you'd have thought the Kent side were 3-0 up. 3-0 it ended. After the game, I spoke to Gillingham's #1 fan, ITV Soccer's Brian Moore, who's a Gillingham director. He could still look on the bright side.
Although we've been beaten, and we've been beaten by a good side tonight, in many ways we've won, because we've brought, I think in the last 10 days, more football excitement to the Medway towns than maybe in the last 10 years. And I thought it was terrific where the crowd were cheering right to the end, and the players kept battling right to the end. But I think it was a question, really, of better players making better use of bad conditions. The wind was absolutely horrendous, as you know. But I think overall it's been a very, very good 10 days for Gillingham Football Club and for the people of the Medway.
You must be disappointed, though, that such a marvellous cup tie had to be decided in these conditions.
Yes, I mean, yeah, I think the only way we could have it going on is if the stand had blown down. At the times the wind was blowing so hard, I thought that was going to happen. Yeah, I mean, it was sad because we'd matched them, there's no doubt about it, at Goodison Park and on the first game here. They'd had more of the game, but we'd made the better chances. And we'd matched them in so many ways, but we just didn't get a grip on things tonight. And 3 goals down at half-time, and there's really no coming back from that.
I suppose it's just as well that Gillingham didn't reach Wembley, otherwise there'd be a dilemma who would do the commentary there.
There wouldn't have been a dilemma. I should have elbowed everybody out of the way to make sure I did it. People always say that to me, you know, you'll never be able to do commentaries on Gillingham, but in a funny way, if anything, you bend over backwards to pay more attention to the other side. It would have been the proudest day of my life if I could have done that at Wembley. And I really believe, I think it was Chris Catlin of Brighton who was saying, one of these days a third division side is going to get to Wembley. One of these days a third division side will get to Wembley in the FA Cup final. Fingers crossed it's Gillingham.